Hello, readers and friends. Today is Wednesday, June 29th, 2022. 4th of July weekend coming up. Woohoo! Hope you guys have some plans. Thank you for joining me today. I knew someone who worked on TV news. She wanted to be air talent all her life and finally got her chance. She was there for a few years and then she walked away. And she told me a little bit about why she did so. In the news business, Fridays are a toss-up. If it's a slow news day, everybody hustles to put down all the elements of the evening's show in place early and turns to getting ready for their weekend. She said that there was always this Friday afternoon pall hanging over the newsroom. Even though people were laughing and chatting about their weekend plans, there was this awareness that things could change in a nanosecond. She said everyone sort of held their breaths until they walked out that front door. Often she would already be in her jeans, a Henley t-shirt, and tennis shoes, having taken off her pinching high heels. Her black leather jacket was on the back of a chair in front of the makeup mirror, waiting for a quick swipe to remove her pancake and get away the minute the on-air light went dark. Unless the kid who had been hired to do the beat checks came tracking her down in her office, at the water cooler, the coffee station, or in the bathroom with breaking news. She said everyone knew what that meant. Your personal self would put down backpacks, purses, and phones. Your professional clothes and character went back up. Laptops got plugged back in, earpieces were retrieved, and Friday night, possibly the entire weekend, was gone. Smiling, she said, and there was also an air of excitement, a thrill, a high of bringing that story to the public's attention. Even in her small town, national breaking news had to get reported, Friday or not. She could kiss her plans goodbye. Whatever she had on tap went on without her. The crew would go into research, writing, and editing mode, ready to time the broadcast on the fly. And she'd start with, "This just in, you heard it first here." And after too many of these Fridays, she walked away. She was burned out from the unpredictability, the assumption that she would give. Newspapers, news stations, radio stations cannot not do the news. They're available and running 24/7. Are there boundaries in this profession? Or should the question be, would you survive in this profession? I feel I set pretty good boundaries for myself. And should the question be, why do I feel the need to set boundaries? What is the purpose of boundaries? Does the boundary protect me? Do I automatically set up walls instead of a boundary? And what's the difference? The answer is yes, to protect myself. And here's the tricky part. Sometimes I may be putting up walls instead of boundaries. A boundary is flexible and allows safe people into my heart and life. Boundaries allows me to deeply know and be deeply known. Walls, on the other hand, are impenetrable. When I put up a wall, I not only prevent myself from knowing others, I prevent myself from being known. A wall gives no recognition of the fact that time has moved on, that I might have grown emotionally, mentally, certainly chronologically, spiritually, and physically. Walls are not intentional. They are automatic reactions to events that keep a younger version of myself emotionally trapped in a place by a scent, a tactile memory, a sound, a song, a feeling, a taste. Walls are rigid. They keep others out and keep me trapped inside. A wall confines me to a past that cannot be changed and to a future dedicated to repetitiveness. Nothing will change internally because I don't question why the wall is there. I am on autopilot. That automatic reaction predictably keeps the world at bay. I continue to be lonely because of this false sense of protection. I don't let anyone in, especially myself. Walls are constructions of loneliness and isolation. They cut me off from building connection and community. A boundary opens the door to connection and community. They help me break out of isolation, shaping a healthy barrier, shielding me from unhealthy elements of life. Guilt, fear, shame, anger build walls that I hide behind. These walls prevent me from unleashing the negativity on others and prevents others from seeing them in me. If I don't resolve these issues, I'm essentially bound to build a wall that hides who I really am. Boundaries are not built on guilt, fear, shame, anger. My boundaries are my ability to act on my truth, which helps me move out of guilt, fear, shame, anger. Boundaries require courage. Boundaries lead me to healthy options and meaningful relationships at the risk of appearing cold, mean, and polite. Boundaries are intentional. Brené Brown says, daring to set boundaries is about having the courage to love ourselves even when we risk disappointing others. Boundaries create safety and connection. Walls create barriers, hoarding secrets I don't want the world to know. Louise, whom I spoke about a few weeks ago, tells me that I'm as sick as my secrets. My psyche and the walls become enmeshed. I become stuck, caught up in a web of confusion. There's a part of me that knows I've grown and changed, yet the walls are a testament to old behavior, tricking me into thinking I haven't changed, so why do I keep fooling myself? I arrive at the same spot on the spiral. Once again, I repeat the same actions. I keep telling myself the same stories. My walls are an illusion of life, creating that familiarity of despair. A boundary opens me up to the future because it marks a change from the way things have gone in the past. Unlike the wall, I can go past the confusion, I can see the spiral, and I can feel the repetition of old patterns, and I know I've changed. I have hope. Both provide some type of protection, but the protection of a wall limits all the positive outcomes, whereas the boundary has unlimited potential that leads to hope and healing. Boundaries help me retain a sense of identity and personal space. Someone once said, whatever you are willing to put up with is exactly what you will get. People are people, and sometimes they are willing to take everything you give them. They're sort of like emotional vampires. I have to set realistic expectations and healthy boundaries so I don't feel like I'm being taken advantage of. Author Anna Taylor says, love yourself enough to set boundaries. use time and your time and energy are precious, and you get to decide how you use them. You teach people how to treat you by deciding what you will and won't accept. And don't you just hate those people who are so well-meaning they expect you to give up control of your own life because they think they can run it better than you? Paulo Coelho says, when you say yes to others, make sure you're not saying no to yourself. There are only so many hours in a day, and I have things that need to get done, want to do, need to do. And if I say yes to everything, I don't have time for getting those things done. And realistically, there's only so much I can give. There's only so much of my resources I want to use to help others. Because if I do, I might wind up feeling used and neglected, and maybe even brokenhearted. Walls keep everybody out. Boundaries teach them where the door is. Mark Groves. For some people, setting a boundary feels impolite or mean. I see boundaries as an opportunity to strengthen my relationships so we can better understand each other. And I love this one. The wonderful Anne Lamott says, "No is a complete sentence." I do not want to explain why I made a boundary or apologize for setting one. I am not willing to argue about why I said no. I've been working on boundaries for a long time, some around people I love, others work-related. When I was recuperating from my April surgery, I learned about physical boundaries, or health boundaries, I guess is another way of putting it. I had not thought about health boundaries until I started taking my daily walks a month after my surgery. I was able to slowly walk a few hundred steps, and then I would feel this block land heavily on my chest. I actually felt the weight, and I knew I was done. I was weak. I felt my legs could not carry me upright. I was zapped of energy and could go no further. This sensation kept up for a few weeks, and I listened to my body. And then one day it was gone, and it hasn't come back. I'm stronger. I'm more confident in my body, in my movements. I am healing. So now I'm going to tell on myself. I will be doing some self-reflection, some writing, some meditation, because I realize there's some work I need to do about a few walls I have. For some time now, I have called them boundaries, and maybe they're not. Thanks for your time today. I always appreciate these chances to share thoughts with you. And I would love to hear your reflections as well. You can make a comment here, or if you prefer something more private, message me on Instagram or Facebook. And let me remind you that YouTube counts everything that happens here. Our following is building. Whoo! And the best demonstration of that is for you to give this video a thumbs up and click that red subscribe button. I really appreciate it. For new readers or folks who need to fill out their Walkerville collection, the address of my Amazon page is in the description. All the Walkerville books are available there in both Kindle and print editions. So please do tell your friends, write a review, post something on your social media. And of course, the direct link for next Wednesday's live chat is in the description as well. Hope to see you then, and thank you so much again for joining me, and enjoy your holiday.